So hello, today we're going to be working on the math calculator Inactive for practice test 2. Again, they do give you these formulas, but again, you should be familiar with them way before the test so you're not wasting time looking at them during the actual test. So let's get started. So we start off pretty simple. 5x plus 6 equals 10. What is the value of 10x plus 3? So we're simply just going to solve for x. So 5x plus 6 equals 10, so 5x is equal to 4, so x is equal to 4/5. So 10 times 4/5 plus 3, so 10 times 4 is 40/5 plus 3, and 40/5, this is equal to 8, so 8 plus 3 is equal to 11. So our answer is C. Number 2, which of the following ordered pairs XY satisfies the system of equations above? So the way I'm going to approach this is I'm going to multiply this by 2. So we have 3x minus 2y equals 10, subtracted 2x plus 2y equals 0. So we're going to subtract this. Actually, I think we're going to add this. Never mind, because this is negative 2y, and we can add the 2y's. So we're going to cancel these 2y's. So we have 5x is equal to 10, and x is therefore equal to 2. And since this only satisfies one of these, it has to be B. Number 3. A landscaping company estimates the price of a job in dollars using the expression 60 plus 12NH, where N is the number of landscapers who will be working and H is the number of hours the job will take using N landscapers. Which of the following is the best interpretation of the number 12 in the expression? Since 12 is used to represent the rate, we know it's not going to be an initial value. So any of these choices that represent the y-intercept, we can cancel out, which doesn't really have, and since there are actually two variables next to the 12, we know we're going to need to mention two different things. And A does that as it's the company charges $12 per hour, which is H, and N is the number of landscapers, so 12NH. Number 4, which of the following is equivalent to the expression shown above? So we can automatically eliminate C and D because this would just be 9a squared plus 4b squared times 9a squared plus 4b squared, and the 9 times that would give you 81a squared, and that is what we do not need. And we can cancel b out because 3a multiplied by itself 4 times would give us 81a as well, which we do not have at all. So A is the only reasonable answer left, as you get 3a squared plus 2b squared, 3a squared plus 2b squared. This would give you 9a squared, 3a squared times 2b squared, plus 6a squared b squared, again the same thing here, plus 6a squared b squared, plus 4b to the 4th, and this would be to the 4th, excuse me. So this all adds up to A. Okay, let's move right along. If k is greater than 0 and x is equal to 7, what is the value of k? So we have 2k squared plus 17 minus 7, because they give us x equals 7 equals 0. So we can move 7 to the other side. 2k squared plus 17 is equal to 7. So I'm going to square both sides to get rid of this square root sign. So we have 2k squared plus 17 is equal to 49. 49 minus 17, let's do quick math, equals 32. So 2k squared equals 32 divided by 2k squared equals 16. And we can take the square root, and k is going to equal plus or minus 4, but since k is greater than 4, it is equal to 4. Number 6. In the xy plane, line L is parallel to line K. So when it means parallel, this should indicate same slope. What is the value of p? So let's find the slope of this line. So 0, 2, -5, 0. So 0 minus 2, -5 minus 0 equals -2/5. So the slope to me is looking like, because it's -2 or -5, so the slope is 2/5. So the slope is 2/5. So this is also going to need to equal 2/5, the slope of the line. So 0, -4, p 0. So 0 minus -4, p minus 0 is equal to 2/5. So this gives us 4 over p is equal to 2/5. So 20 is equal to 2p because you cross multiply, and then p is equal to 10. So this gives us D. Number 7. So xa squared over xb squared equals x/16. So due to exponent rules, we can automatically say a squared minus b squared is equal to 16. And if we factor this, a squared minus b squared, this gives us a plus b, a minus b equals 16. And we know a plus b is equal to 2. So we just need to find 2a minus b equals 16. So a minus b is just going to be 16 divided by 2, which is that is going to be equal to 8. So the measure a in degrees of an exterior angle of a regular polygon is related to the number of sides n of the polygon by the formula above. If the measure of the exterior angle of the polygon is greater than 50, so let's just say it's probably like 51 degrees, what is the greatest number of sides it can have? So n is the number of sides, so we have a equals about 51 degrees. So n times 51 equals 360. So n equals 360 divided by 51. So that is a little over 6. We're going to say greater than 6. Because I know 60 times 6 equals 360, but it's not going to be greater than 7. So I'm just going to go with 7. Moving right along. Okay. The graph of the line in the xy plane has a slope 2 and contains a point 1,8. The graph of the second line contains a point 1,2 and 2,1. If the two lines intersect at point AB, what is the value of a plus b? So my go-to is to find the y equals mx plus b line of this line and this line and set them equal to each other. So we have y equals 2x plus b, and plug in the 0.18 here. We have 8 equals 2 times 1 plus b. b is going to be equal to 6. So we have this line equals y equals 2x plus 6. And the 1, 2, and 2, 1, let's find it out. 1, 2, 2, 1. 1 minus 2, 2 minus 1 to do slope intercept, to find the slope. So this gives me -1 over 1. So y equals -x. So let's plug in 0.12. So 2 equals -1 plus, and this would have to be b. So b would have to equal 3. So these are two lines. Let's set them equal to each other. 2x plus 6 equals -x plus 3. So we're going to add the x's, add the x, subtract the 6, subtract the 6. So we have 3x equals 3 minus 6, which is -3. So x is equal to -1. So let's plug that into the equation again. Let's just plug it into -x plus 3. -1 times -1 plus 3. So this gives us 1 plus 3 equals 4. So we have 4 minus 1, and this would give us 3. kind of a long one, but they just want to test your skill. It's worded confusingly, I know. So the next one, which of the following has a graph in the xy plane for y is always greater than or equal to -1? So this is talking about the range. And if you pay attention closely to the answer choices, this will guide you to the answer. As A, B, and D all have a y-intercept of -2, meaning it's already less than -1, so these all cancel out, and C is your only viable option left. Okay. So which of the following complex numbers is equivalent to 3 minus 5i over 8 plus 2i? So immediately we have to take the conjugate, and the conjugate is just going to be 8 minus 2i. So we have 3 minus 5i over 8 plus 2i. 8, and we multiply that by the conjugate, 8 minus 2i over 8 minus 2i. So on the bottom, we're just going to do that first. We get 64 minus 4i squared. And at the top, we can multiply these two. 3 times 8 is 24. 3 times -2i minus 6i minus 40i plus 5 times 2 is 10i squared. So what we end up having is, what's 24? So we have 24 minus 46i plus 10 times -1 over 64 minus 4 times -1. So this ends up giving us 14 minus 46i over 68. And we can all divide this by 2. And as you can see, we will need to because the answers are in 34s. So this gives us 34. 14 divided by 2 is 7. 46 divided by 2 is 23i. So this gives us C. Moving right along, number 12. A website uses the formula above to calculate a seller's rating R based on the number of favorable reviews F and unfavorable reviews N. Which of the following expresses the number of favorable reviews? Okay, so we're basically trying to find F. That's what you should take away. Find F in terms of other variables. So first what we're going to do is move this to that side, multiply. So R times N plus F equals F. And I know it's scary because you have F in both, but just bear with me. We're going to go through this. Rn plus Rf equals F. So we're going to move all the F's to one side. Rn equals F minus Rf. So now we're going to take out the F. Rn equals F 1 minus R. So we've effectively isolated F into one time. So now F is just going to equal Rn over 1 minus R, and that gives us B. This question looks hard, but it's not hard as long as you isolate F and take it out of multiple variables or the factors that you have. Okay, 13. What is the sum of all values of n that satisfy? So a little trick to this, instead of doing all your calculations or doing, instead of doing quadratic formula to find the sum, one thing you can just remember is it's negative b over a to find the sum. And this is going to give us negative b is 16 and a is 2, so this is going to give us 8, and that is our answer. And that is a quick way to save time on the SAT, as time is precious. Again, remember, you don't get any points for doing your work, you just get the points for the right answer, so get to the right answer as quickly as you can. A radioactive substance decays at an annual rate of 13%. If the initial substance is 325 grams, which of the following functions F models the remaining amount of substance in the grams T years later? So we want to see how much is left. So we're still looking for the amount. And the initial amount is 325 grams, and you should know that for these decays and rate functions, that it's always going to be f of t equals initial times the rate in years. So since initial is always on the outside, you can already take out C and D. And it decays at an annual rate of 13%, so you might be tempted to pick B, but we want to see how much is left, not how much is decaying. So this would be A, because this is essentially how much is left after every year, 87%, and T is equal to years. So the expression 5x minus 2 is equivalent to which of the following? So in this, we're just going to do simple division. We're not going to do the long division, we're going to do the shortcut. So x plus 3, so we're going to have negative 3 like this. 5x plus 2, you're going to have 5 here, and negative 2 here. Make a line. You drop the 5 down. So what is 5 times negative 3? Negative 15. Let's add these. This is negative 17. So our answer is 5, and our remainder is 17 over x plus 3. Again, looks hard, but a pretty easy concept from, I think, Math 3. Okay, again, now we're on to short answer questions, and you should already know how to bubble way beforehand, so you're not wasting time on test day. Okay, the sales manager of a company awarded a total of $3,000 in bonuses to the most productive salespeople. The bonuses were awarded in amounts of $250 or $750. If one $250 bonus and at least one $750 bonus were awarded, what is one possible number of $250 bonuses awarded? So there's going to be multiple answers for this. We should already know that. So let's start by going 250x plus 750 y equals 3,000. And we know he's giving at least one 250 and one 750. So let's just subtract. So let's have 250x equals, let's just subtract 750 because we know one of those is already awarded. So we're just going to do a little math here. 3,000 minus 750, and that would give us 2250. 2250. So we can divide 250. So x is going to equal 9 in this case. So 9 is one number of possible 250 bonuses awarded. And this is the easiest way to do it. As you already know, one 750 bonus was awarded, so you can just take that out and divide it by the number of 250 bonuses, because you know at least one was awarded, and just get the number that way. 17. In the equation above, a, b, and c are constants. If the equation is true for all values of x, what is the value of b? So we're only paying attention to this right here, the constant in front of the x term. So let's solve this real quick. So we have 2x. So we have 2x, 3x plus 5, plus 3, 3x plus 5. So this gives us 2 times 3x, 2x times 3x, this equals to 6x squared plus 10x plus 9x. And we can actually just stop right there because we don't care. 5 times 3 is 15, but we don't care about the c value. So 10 plus 9x equals 19x, so b is equal to 19. And we're done. In the figure above, AE is parallel to CD, so there we go. And segment AD intersects segment CE at point B, so these angles are equal to each other. What is the length of segment CE? So as I can see here, the angles are going to be equal to each other. These triangles are proportional. So I can see here that DB and AB share a 2-to-1 ratio, as this is 2 times that. So I can assume that these two sides share a same ratio as well. So since this is the bigger triangle, I can assume that 8 represents the 2 in the 2-to-1 ratio, and this represents the 1. So 8 divided by 2 is 4. So CE is going to be 8 plus 4, and this is going to be equal to 12. Again, you should just know your triangle rules and key proportionalities. You don't need to know all the specific terms and be like AE to CD is equal to this and that. As long as you can find the proportions and use them and apply them, you are good. Okay, 19. In the xy plane above, O is the center of the circle, and the measure of AOB is pi over A radians. What is the value of A? So let's just redraw this circle right here. The triangle. So 0.31. So the x is root 3. This is 1, and since we do a distance formula, you should automatically know that this is 2, just because of trigonometry you would have learned in Math 3. So sine, so this is the angle right here, this is theta. As you can see, sine was, if you remember, opposite over hypotenuse. So sine of theta is going to equal to 1 over 2, and you should know your unit circle, so theta has to be equal to pi over 6. So A is going to be equal to 6. Again, you just have to have your unit circle memorized for this. There's no other way to really go about it. Okay, last question. Woo. In the system of equations above, A and B are constants. The system has infinitely many solutions. What is the value of A over B? So when it says infinitely many, you should know that the equations are equal to each other. They're equal to each other. So ax plus by equals 12, 2x plus 8y equals 60. Basically, you need to multiply 12 by something to make it 60, and if you multiply 12 by 5, you get 60. So we're going to multiply this by 5. So you get 5ax plus 5by equals 60. In the system of equations above, A and B are constants. The system has infinitely many solutions. What is the value of A or B? So as you can see, this right here is 1/5 of this. So we're going to multiply 2 divided by 1. So A is equal to 2 over 5, and B is equal to 8 over 5. As this equation right here is 1/5 of this. So A over B, so we have 2 over 5 divided by 8 over 5. So this just technically, due to fraction rules, 2 over 5 times 5 over 8. So this gives us 10 over 40, which just gives us 1 over 4. And yeah, that is it. Again, I know we went a little over the time of maybe what the SAT gives you for this section, but then again, I was writing everything out. I was giving explanations. You'll be going a lot faster during the test.